What's up guys, Joshua's Boost here and welcome back to another One Piece video. So last week we lost our boy Moria, RIP, and Ice Age as well. And I did a little poll, what deck you would like to see me play in this video. And the options were like Teach, Kid, any other deck I think, or post-ban list Rob Lucci. And you guys voted, and you voted for Rob Lucci, so that's what we're doing this week. I'm just gonna go show you this deck list I cooked up, and then I'll also show some gameplay, so I won't go too much into that about some of the deck cards, but because I really think that you get a good grasp of why these cards are in the deck in the games I'm gonna be showing you. So just, still our boy Rob Lucci on double Spendine, just because we need to have some kind of CP count for the Spendam, and I do like running something that mills. And Rebecca into Spendine Lucci is still a good play, even if we don't get a 9k body next to it. Then still for Brook, might actually not be necessary, but it is good to have as a removal option. Then I'm on for Kuzan. We lost Ice Age, so we have to have some big minus, and also just digs deeper into your deck. And you're really gonna see in one of the games this card's absolutely phenomenal sometimes. But also, we are running a lot of bricks, so it is what it is. Then for Tsuru, I'm on 3 of the 10 drop Kuzan. This is mostly very strong against slower decks, which you're also going to see. For Khalifa to spend them, 2 Sabo. I was actually on 0 Sabo, but I'm mostly playing it for the card cycle. 2 Manchari, just Manchari plus Rebecca is like a really nasty loop if you get it going. Like if you can clear opponent's entire field and then go Manchari to Rebecca. It's gonna be very hard for a lot of decks to out the Manchari, and you can just keep doing it infinitely. And for Rob Lucci, a triple Kaido, this is mostly against Teach. Also just helps out big drops, of course. 3 Jack, not much to say about that. The one who is who as a 2k counter. I'm on double Hina right now. Again, sort of a replacement from for Ice Age. I was never playing this before, but now it is in the deck. Then I'm on double 16 pistol because again we're playing a lot of non-counters, and of course the 4 Tempest kick. I considered running like is it called like Gum Bell? Is it? Let me just grab it real quick. Like this one, it's like 2 costs. You may add the top card of your life to your hand, give something -7. But for now, I think the Kuzan is probably good enough, along with the 10 drop. So yeah, that's the deck list. Let's just check out some of the games I played. Right, so starting with the Bonney matchup here, which I think is pretty interesting because I do think this is set up to be one of the better decks in the format, actually. Now that Lucci is gone. Like, surprisingly, I think this deck is pretty decent, as you're going to be seeing in these games. So yeah, we have this hand with like the big drops here. I think we didn't mulligan because I think the tank cost is very, very strong in this matchup. He goes with double Bonney, just setting up his future turns. I go swing into one of the Bonnies because he added Cavendish, so that means I can play Kuzan now, and then next turn I can out the Cavendish, going a swing with Kuzan, play out Brook, which is nice. For now, I'm countering this because you never want to go too low against Bonney. So I really like countering like the 5k swings because then they're gonna be dropping like a lot of big bodies, and those are gonna be hard to counter. So now we're just gonna do the play I mentioned, I think. So we're kind of still in control of the game, even though my opponent has a pretty good start. 3 done, we can't really spend. I was really thinking about playing the Manchari to add something back. But, like, honestly, I could only add, like, the Spendine. And what's the point in that? I'd rather keep the Manchari for, like, the late game. So he's on 7 done now. Could probably play, like, another Cavendish. Carrot maybe if it's still in the Bonney list, which I'm not sure about. And he opts to just like do a really big swing into the Kuzan, which is like, yeah, not much I can do about that. However, we do have the Manchari, so that means that we will be able to set up Kuzan for next turn, which is really good because that means that we can set up Kuzan going into the 10 don turn, and if we have Kuzan into the 10 don Kuzan, that means we can out anybody the opponent can possibly bring out. Like if he plays a 9 cost, we can just go -4, play out the 10 drop, and then That works perfectly fine. He goes 7 into the Brook here. And now, next turn, I want to save the Brook because I can go swing with the Kuzan, or bring out this Kuzan, right, and then just swing with the Brook to out the Cavendish. So we out the entire field there. And again, you're going to be seeing like this 10 cost established Kuzan is very, very strong against Bonney, because it will allow us to relatively easily remove basically any threat they play out. So he does have a lot of cards in hand here, but we're definitely in a super commanding position, right? Like if you plays out the 10 drop Doflamingo, what's he really gonna do? You have to just go like super, super big swing into the Kuzan, which of course is going to work. But we have the Manchery established. Oh, he's not even swinging to the Kuzan, he's just swinging into my leader. I'm sure. But honestly, like, what's he gonna do, right? So what I'm gonna be doing here is I'm just gonna be swinging at his leader, and then keep 5 Don open for the Sabo specifically, because that means he will not be able to use the 9 cost Queen Shanks to KO our 10 cost Kuzan. Yeah, if he called out the Kuzan, there is no win condition for him pretty much. I'm gonna go Sabo, pitch the Lucci, I think, because I do have access to spend 9 in the trash. And the Brook as well, keep the 2 big costs. Just gonna grab back at 2k with the Manchery. And now, like, if he goes 10 drop Dofi, which he does, I mean, that's fine, but yeah, I don't think there's like a, yeah, so he just scoops it up there, which makes a lot of sense in my opinion, because again, it's just gonna be so easy to keep outing whatever he plays out. Like, he could have gone for the kid, I suppose, if we look at his hands, but yeah, I don't really think there was any winning there. So Bonney probably still a good matchup. Let's head into the next game. So heading into the Shanks game, as we're going to be seeing here, I opt to go second. I always like to go first in the previous format, but since we're really heavy into the Kuzan build right now, I opt to go second because it will enable me to go like Kuzan into 10 drop Kuzan in the late game. And if we establish the 10 drop Kuzan, once again, we're in a super good spot to just win the game, unless they are playing like the 10 drop Shanks that is able to pop our Kuzan. That's of course annoying. And they do have a lot of outs to the forecast Kuzan, but especially with that hand with like double forecast in hand, if we establish double forecast Kuzan on the 8 on turn, it's looking very good for us. Our opponents are like a more aggro straw hat centric Shanks list, which I think is will be pretty popular probably, because it is a pretty good deck. I definitely think Shanks is like in a much better spot than it was in the last format. Really didn't feel like it was that good last format, but now it is. So I opt to establish the Rebecca here, because it's going to help us protect our Kuzan, which we like. And he doesn't have the Backman here, which is nice. So we block. And then, yeah, I kind of assumed he was going to play this Luffy, and now we have the 6 King Pistol to protect our guy, and then next turn we can go swing with Kuzan, swing with Brook out Luffy, and then establish 2 more Kuzan. And that's also going to draw us 2 cards, right, to get to some kind of late game, because at this point it's looking kind of rough past this turn. But again, we're going to be drawing some cards, so maybe it's going to get us some access to removal, aside from the Brook. And it doesn't just double temp escape, but that's fine. It just gives us more opportunity. So he's going to go Rayleigh here. He's going to pop the Kuzan and run over the Brook, I'm pretty sure. Which we kind of have to let go. I opt to not take this hit. And we draw the Kaido here, which is kind of nice. But actually, right, because we have the double Kuzan, we can also go like Sabo Brook to out the Rayleigh, which is very strong, because it also enables us to protect our Kuzan next turn. And then we're kind of going to be able to draw again towards a better hand, because at this point our hand is not the best. But we draw into Manchery Rebecca, and from this point on, this game is going to be absolutely disgusting, as you're going to see. Like, I would be I would be a little bit upset if I if I was the Shanks player here. Oh, so he makes like a minor misplay here, or not a minor misplay, but he does make a misplay here. But honestly, I don't really think it matters for the outcome of the game, because I'm gonna be able to establish Mancheru Rebecca here, and basically for the remainder of the game, he's never going to be able to get rid of that. And I mean, what's Shanks going to do with double Kuzan on the field, right? If you can just keep looping your Rebecca. So I had to get the door here, so I was just waiting a little bit before I could continue. Right, so as I mentioned, going to go Brook. Oh, I do not establish the Manchery quite yet here, so that's going to be next turn. Right, remembered it wrong, but you're going to see it's disgusting. So going to 9 to the Kuzan, I just block. I really want to keep these characters on the field. Triple Tempest Kick in hand now. So swing into the Dragon. He burns the 2k, swing into Dragon again. And now I just have to keep 6 on open, right? To make sure that I can do Manchery Rebecca. He uses the -1 of the Brook there, which is fine. And I go like this. Go Manchery. Manchery put back 2 big guys. Grab the Rebecca from trash. Play out Rebecca. Rebecca plays out Brook. Now Brook will be able to get rid of the Nami, which is important because it could run over the Manchery, and we don't want to be having that. And now he just has his leader against this field, and if he can't out the Manchery, this is just gonna happen every turn. And this is a very strong setup against Shanks because they just play 1 character per turn. He also swing to the Brook here, which probably, I don't know, might even have been worth to swing into the Manchery, but again, this is like a super complicated game state for him. And there was no reason for me to try to push for game here, right? And if you don't have to push for game, there is no reason to do it. Just play the slow game. I go like this, and again, just with the double Kuzan on the field, this means that I will be able to go Rebecca into Brook to out this 10 drop. Just once again going to repeat that, and then we're just back to the same game state, only has a lot fewer amount of cards in hand. Yeah, there's just nothing you can do. Absolutely disgusting board state here. Swing into the Kuzan, sure, we block that of course, and then if you play something like Dragon or whatever, there is no winning here. There simply isn't. He goes for the Luffy. Run over the Kuzan, that's fine. And now I can just still keep on playing control. So I do the Manchery here first to play around a potential, what's it called, a Red Hawk. That's also why I give the Don to Brook first. And then I go swing with Brook, which he takes, and then he just he admits defeat there. So yeah, a very disgusting game against Shanks. Obviously, I was kind of lucky that I drew as well as I did, but definitely not an unlosable matchup. And then last game for this video is going to be against Red Green Smoker. You're going to see that's a very quick game. All right, last game. As I mentioned, this is against Red Green Smoker, which is a very cool deck in my opinion. I opt to go first because I really think their curve is super strong going first, much stronger than it is going second. So, and we draw this hand, which is good. I think it really depends, like what they see, to be honest. But the fact they have to play their Smoker on the character Smoker that is on 6 don after I establish my Kuzan is really big here, I think. Even though we don't really have removal at this point. I mean, we have the Who's Who, that's technically removal. I just opt to go 5/5 against the Smoker there. Thinks that he takes it. He swings his Virgo into spend them, that's fine, of course. I'm not going to bother countering that. And I want to keep the Who's Who, so I also take this. Our hand kind of weird at this point. It's like the double 6-king pistol and like the huge drops. I pick up Brook here. And I think he established the Monet. And I really would have liked to play Kuzan here, but I was kind of scared that he was going to do something with the Monet to get rid of my Kuzan. because I'm not sure what his deck list looks like, right? So I just attempt to go this route. He goes Virgo, picks up Smoker, if I remember correctly. Oh, Sanji, actually. And he goes swing 5, which I take. Pick up another 10 cost. He goes 6 at this point. Okay, probably should start countering at this point. Goes 3 down, places Sanji. And here my plan is basically to just go... so let's pause real quick. So basically, my plan here is to go like swing 7 with leader. And if he takes it, because I assume he's just hoarding cards for Kit, for the age-drop Kit, right? Which most smoker lists are playing. And if he takes it, I'm just gonna go swing 9 on Brook, because we're kind of in a bad spot anyway. So I feel like I kind of have to high roll, and I just hope to burn like a huge amount of cards from his hand so that he can't control the game with the Kit. And then hopefully, because our hand is bad, right? Hopefully we pick up some cards from life to get us back into the game. However, if he decides to take the 7, if he doesn't, I'm just gonna go play out Kuzan. Like if he counters the 7k, I'll just play out Kuzan and just hope that that gets us, and also run over the Sanji, by the way. However, he does end up taking the 7k swing, so I'll just go, okay, sure, let's go 9. And there you have it. That's that's just game. His hand's like Tankles, Hody, Ben Beckman, Rosinante, Monkey D. Luffy. So he probably could have guarded the 7k swing with like Beckman, Rosinante. But I feel like he didn't think I would swing the 9. But I did, and he lost. So, very weird game. I really think this matchup is usually pretty hard, to be honest. Like, not impossible, but can definitely be a little annoying matchup. But we kind of high rolled here, and I really thought this game was funny, so I really want to showcase that. So yeah, that's post ban list OP10 Rob Lucci. Surprisingly good, I think. I'll definitely be like tweaking this this deck list, but I for now like the game plan that I'm trying to establish with it. So that's pretty cool. Leave a like, leave a comment like what deck you do want me to see playing next video, or like any ideas you have about the Rob Lucci deck going into OP10 post the ban list. And of course, if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe. And if you do, I'll see you in the next one.